Hey you guys, it's LaJonna. Just wanted to get on here real quick this morning, do a quick update, even though my real update probably won't be till like Friday. But I just want to get on here and tell you guys about the big mess up that I had this weekend, and I think it's kind of thrown, my weight again back into kind of fluctuation. I was starting to stabilize pretty good. Made the mistake this weekend. We ended up traveling over to Conroe to look at wakeboard boots. Those of you who watch me know my son races motocross. Well, we're kind of trying to maybe broaden his horizons a little bit and maybe look at doing some wakeboarding competitions, that kind of thing. And we don't know anything about it, so we're kind of just looking around. Anyway, nonetheless, it's not important. We ended up traveling over there for the weekend. Took my fail-safe foods with me, my P3. My cheeses and my boiled eggs and all that stuff, just in case we end up taking the kids to a fast food place or something. I ended up having to use my foods actually, because we did let the kids eat fast food a couple of times because it was just cheaper and easier. Went out to eat at Outback on the Saturday, which is great. Usually no problems there. I know I wouldn't have had a problem there. Where the problem came in is ended up going to a wine festival after dinner that night. It's just right down the road at this little town called Montgomery, and I'd always heard how cool that little town was, and it was a compilation of several wineries from Texas that were kind of doing a wine festival, and we only had like an hour and a half left during for the time frame when we got there. So we bought bracelets to get in, and it was like $20 a bracelet or something like that. And my bracelet had 5 tabs on it, and I guess we just got to having a good time and just hanging out. And I guess I wasn't thinking, because the amounts of wine that was in the glass was it was so minimal for each little booth that we went to use the tags, that I wasn't even thinking about the quantity by the time it was done of that I was drinking. And so I was determined to use my 5 tabs because I didn't want to spend the money and it not, the whole thing. So I went to 5 different booths and got, the little amounts that they were putting in there. Well, by the time it was done, on top of the glass of wine I had had for dinner at Outback with my steak, it added up apparently. And I have such a low tolerance to alcohol anyway that it's just not a good thing. And I wasn't thinking. I was having a great time. By the time we left there, I ended up, I was just sick, you guys. I spent half the night on the floor in the restroom until like 2 a.m. getting sick as a dog. Next morning, I dropped a bunch of weight, of course, from all the liquid I had lost, but it just wasn't a good thing. And then now I'm really unstable on my weight. I haven't gone over my 2 pounds or anything, but it did send my body kind of into a tizzy. It took me like 2 days to recuperate from that because I felt like crap. Because I never do that to myself. I never do that to myself. I'm usually very, very conscious of the alcohol intake that I have, and it still just seems like it was such a minimal amount, but I guess my body's just so used to not having it like on a regular basis now after my P2. It was just really, really strange and did not feel good. I mean, I have not felt that bad since my early 20s, you guys. Just sick, and slept. I could have slept for 2 days straight, my body trying to get itself back into whack. So it's probably going to take me, now 3 or 4 days to get myself back to where my stabilization is back where it was before I made that mistake. So this is a warning to those of you who are new. Within your first 2 weeks on P3, you may not want to go to a wine festival. At least if you do, limit yourself to a couple of booths. Don't go to 5. Get it, even if it is the little bitty amounts, because those add up. By the time I got through adding up the amounts, it was like 3 glasses on top of the big glass I had at Outback. And that is a no-no for me, and I know better. I never consume that much at one time because I don't like feeling sick, and I was sick for days, you guys. So that is a no-no. I'm not an alcoholic. I normally only have like a small tiny glass of like 4 ounces with dinner on any kind of regular basis at all. Just beware. This is one of those warning videos about what not to do on early P3, because unless you want to be back on that yo-yo of weight stabilizing stuff. Also, wanted to mention to you guys, my scale has just lost its mind. when I went to weigh this morning, it weighed me halfway correct the first time I weighed, and then my husband got on it. You know, he just got done with a round as well, and he just had an egg day yesterday trying to correct, and so he was real anxious to get on there this morning, and it was doing some crazy stuff with weight, and then I got on there again just to see how far it was off, because I thought, well, maybe he just didn't lose anything on his egg day, whatever. It showed me with a 20-pound gain. So it is totally fried, and I need, if you don't mind, give me suggestions on really good scales that work for you guys, that last a long time. That scale's not even 2 years old. So I really want to get something that's going to be sustainable, that's going to work, that's digital. So any suggestions, put them down there, and I'll give you guys an update on the regular stuff on Friday. Just wanted to put the warning out there about the wine festivals. They're evil. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. We'll talk to y'all Friday. Bye.